morning, this super Saturday morning, as she said. So we are, and we're going to get started this morning, and we are going to start with scripture. And we're looking at Isaiah 40:31. And it says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up like with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not be faint." So wait. It says, "Wait upon the Lord." And this was some of the sermon yesterday. I was at Christ Fellowship for the Great Lakes revival, the citywide revival, and that's what we were talking about. That's what the preacher spoke on, was wait, and having the patience to wait on the Lord. So here we go. And I know Pastor Threlkill will want us to start with scripture, and we should. We should. But we're gonna. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna share. Are we on Facebook as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, let me do that as well, and we are going to get started. Well, we already started, but I'm gonna share this. So please go and share as well. So we are on FLT and we are on 810 News Media.
Yes.
So Jameca, it's good to see you
This
morning.
It's good to be seen.
It is.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It is because it's so much happening. Um, and so many unfortunate events. So I mean, I say that with a smile, but in all seriousness, it's good, to be spared and to be here yet another day.
Yet another day. And you make me think, and I think maybe we might need to take a moment of silence, because I was tuned into council meeting. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, when they had committee meetings. And they talked about those two young boys that lost their lives in that fire unnecessarily. So let's just talk about that for a moment, but let's take a moment of silence first. Okay. Did you watch that, Jameca?
I did, and it was, my heart really went out to that mom. It really did.
Yeah, it was heart-wrenching.
I just can't imagine her pain as a mom of two men now. You just start thinking about when your boys were young and
hers were still
hers
young.
were babies. They were still babies. They were
right.
young, and my heart went out to her, and just to hear, the fire chief talk about how, that could have been avoided, their deaths could have been avoided.
Correct.
That I can't imagine.
No.
Can't imagine.
No. So, it does seem like a cover-up took place there. And so we need to be prayerful for that mom and that family.
We do need to be very prayerful.
That mom and that family. And we need to really salute those firefighters that did
find the young man,
that did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, in that second sweep.
Right. Exactly.
I just it's so I watched the council meeting. I read the article that came out. I think I read the article yesterday, and then I went back and watched. She had been talking on Facebook on a podcast, and I watched that too, and just listened to her story and her talk about her babies, and like I said, listen to the fire chief and listen to what happened, and even how he had recommended that they be fired, which to me as a resident seemed like the least that somebody could have did was fire them. But that didn't happen. They didn't get fired. One was allowed to resign and probably go work someplace else. And then the other, he's still there. And to know and understand how we trust firefighters and we trust people in those positions with our very lives, and we should be able to rest comfortably that should an unfortunate event occur
where you need them,
they're going to come and they're going to do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
And so I was commended the chief for attempting to fire them because that's what should have happened. And I'm trying to figure out what happened that he was told not to. In the article, it said, he named names. He did at council meeting as well, and it sounds like it came from administration to not fire them.
Correct.
But I'm trying to figure out, like, he's the fire chief, like that's his job to make those determinations. And it sounds like administration told him, went over his head and
Right. I
told
was gonna
him,
say they overrode his decision.
to not fire them. And
So
so then now what? You know what I mean?
we shall see.
Now what?
We'll see what happens. Maybe the investigation will take place. So yeah, keep them lifted. Keep them lifted in prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, Jameca, we've been out walking.
Mm-hmm.
It's been and some beautiful weather.
Mhm.
It's some beautiful weather.
For a couple days. A couple days it wasn't.
Right. But as you know, you've been out there with me, and I'm still hearing from residents. I'm still hearing from residents, and looking at some of the living conditions when you go around walking door to door, and people with tarps. You know, let's go back to that because some people have said, you know, the ARPA has been all in the business of the city.
ARPA should be all in the business of the
Yes,
city.
and how those funds will be
there.
spent.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I've seen that big stack that Councilman Mays has had, where people have said, I need some help.
And you know what? I think that that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think that that big stack is just the tip of the iceberg. And I think that that big stack is the tip of the iceberg because there are people. I talked to somebody yesterday, and I went in the home. And this wasn't even out with you. I was visiting someone, and I went in and there was a hole in the ceiling. And I started talking to them. They don't know about ARPA or anything else, but it just goes to show that people need help. Residents in this community, and this person worked, lived and worked in this community their entire lives, has retired, is starting to get older, and now this is the time, and then you need help because you're getting older, but so is your house,
right?
And so you need help, and we should be able to help people because we have the money.
Well, the money's been sitting there, and it should be used to help people. Somebody asked me, was I in favor of, like when you see those stacks where Councilman Mays had people come and fill them out if you needed some help with your home for home improvement things such as roofs, windows, doors, and you know what else I'd like to add to that list? As I've been going, I mean, people's stairs. I mean, some
You mean inside or outside?
on their porch. On their porch. I mean, we have an opportunity to help people invest in their home, and that's what we want to do. And those are investments that are just so meaningful. I mean,
right. Because I mean, we have a unique opportunity, to increase the quality of life for Flint residents.
Right. How would we not do
Why
that?
would we not?
I'm gonna tell you what, I can't wait to. I cannot wait to do. I mean, really, that's one of the things I want to do. I think that is so important. We talk about investing in each other and supporting each other and keeping people in this community and wanting people to come. I mean, those are the kinds of things you do, and those are home improvements that are lasting. I mean, those things last for years. 20 years, 25 years.
A new roof. What?
And you can get some help with it. And I feel like if I see another tarp, then we're not helping people.
And imagine, because I'm going to akin this to something that you've done before.
Okay, what?
Imagine if we were able to help people improve their homes and the quality of life because now they have a new roof. Now they have new windows. Now they don't have breezes coming in and out of their house. Now the kids aren't getting sick and the asthma isn't acting up. But we also able to hire local contractors to do their work. just imagine.
I
how
can't
it would
imagine
boom,
because that's something that we did when, when I was in office before. That was one of the things we wanted to make sure happened was we hired from within the city of Flint.
Right.
And if they, and to give people those kinds of opportunities, not only to improve their homes, but for jobs.
Right.
For jobs, for local people to have those kinds of jobs and make those, be a part of something bigger than themselves as well.
Right.
It makes you feel good.
You out there, you working and you're helping people.
And it's people that you know so many times.
These are people who you went to school with them or went to school with their kids and you're helping.
I just helped so-and-so's mama and daddy. They got a new roof.
We put a new roof on their house.
They got a new door.
And we put some new windows and we put a new porch. And so you're helping people because again, people are, I remember the young lady saying, I just bought a house and I get in here and there are these things that are wrong. And so you want people to invest in community. How dare we ask people to invest in this community and we don't invest in them? How dare we?
That's a good way to put it.
And you want people to invest in this community and you want people to stay and you want people to grow and learn and have jobs here. And we have an opportunity to do it. And you know what? I can't wait for you to go back and do it. I really can't because I've seen you do it before. And I've talked to some of those young men who are doing that service pipe replacement and how proud they were to be making a difference in their community. And I can't wait to see you do it again, where we have some folks going in and doing these jobs. And we have people who can, again, live comfortably. Their consumer's bill isn't $500. Maybe it's $150 now because they don't have a big gaping hole in the roof and they don't have windows that barely
even
close.
If it was $300,
right,
it saves them $200
right
to be able to put food on the table,
pay for prescriptions, get gas,
clothes for their kids,
help put kids through college, all of that. Every penny counts.
And that's what we need to be about. Is supporting each other.
We absolutely
supporting local businesses because we have some great people in Flint that can do those jobs. I was just out yesterday talking to a young man, and I said, wow, that's what we've been talking about. And so those are the kinds of things that's one of the things I'm looking forward to doing. I hope all the money hasn't been squandered off for campaigning.
I was going to say paying for campaign favors.
Right.
Giving the money to certain business and stuff, and then they turn around and give some money back for campaign purposes. That's ridiculous when we should be helping people. That money shouldn't be being squandered. Another thing that you've been talking about that you want to do that I actually had a conversation with someone on last night, and I told them that that's one of the things that you want to do. I was talking to a young lady, and she's looking to buy a home.
Okay.
But she wants a newer home.
Okay. I'm just writing some notes about something I want to not forget to bring up too.
But she wants a newer home. And she said, well, in Flint, there's plenty of space, but there's no houses going up. They're tearing everything down. And I started laughing, and she's like, what? What's funny? And I said, no, it's not funny. It's just funny you would say that because I said, I've been having conversations with Mayor Weaver, and she's been saying, we can't just tear down, we have to build up. And she wants to build. There's some houses that needs to be torn down. There's some blighted homes that we need to take down, but she wants to build some homes up and build up those neighborhoods. And she said, well, when is she going to start? Because I'm trying to buy a house and I want a new house. And I said, well, we got to get her in office first.
That's right.
And after we do that, then all of her plans, and that's one of her plans. And so I just wanted to let you know that people are having those conversations. People want to live here, but not everybody wants to live in an apartment. They want to buy homes and invest and put down roots.
Right.
As they say, you put down roots.
Exactly.
They want to put down roots.
And we want to help them put down roots.
Because we want them to put down roots. And pay taxes and raise families and.
Exactly. But I thought you were going somewhere else.
Mhm.
But this is something that's come up, and this has come up since I've been going door to door as well. And we just had something Monday evening where we met with small businesses, people that entrepreneurs and small business and people that want to get into small business. And I thought what was really nice about that the other evening was we had a father and son come. We had a father and son come to that small business roundtable to talk to people about what do you need for your business to be successful.
Business owners.
Right. What do you need? And we talked about what we had done before around when we had economic development and how we supported small business and entrepreneurship. And while you always want big companies to come, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of people want to be business people. They want to own their own. We talk about owning your home. They want to own their own business and leave something when you talk about building wealth for their family. And they want to start their own business, or they are in business, but they need some things to be successful. And so we talked about how can we support small business? What do you need to be successful? And not to just have your business here, but for your business to thrive. And what was exciting to me was we had a business owners from that were in the downtown area as well as in the neighborhoods, as well as the neighborhoods, because all of them need support. All of them need different things in order to grow and be successful. And so, I said, I want to be able to hit the ground running when we go back.
Yep, and you can because you have the experience. You have the experience to hit the ground running.
And we need to bring economic development back so we can, because we had small business boot camp in place.
And one of those business owners said, he said, when you were in office, you invited me. He said I was invited to come to the table. He said, and I was like, oh wow, I'm being invited. I'm important. I was invited to come to the table to talk about what I need. And then when you left office, that stopped. So I can't.
And
wait
he was
for
new
that
to the community,
again.
and he had moved to Flint. He said he saw that Flint was on the move. We were taking care of the water issues. We were getting the pipes changed. People were excited about what was going on in the city. We had brought economic development to Flint, and it was Flint focused, not just Flint focused in one area, but citywide Flint focused. And we were really helping a lot of people that wanted to get started. And he said he had gotten here, he moved here for this. And he said, and we were inviting small business people to the table.
Yep.
And he said how he felt so included, and it was such a nice feeling to be able to come to the table and talk about what does he need and what do others need to be successful in business. And he did say that stopped. He said all of that stopped. He said, and it's been hard because even we had somebody there that's been in business for 20 something years, but COVID came. COVID came, and the support that was needed that they have not gotten. And that there's money sitting there.
It's frustrating. Because
it's frustrating.
Why aren't we helping our small businesses? Why aren't we helping residents? Like, people are hurting, and they can't wait for you to go
And it's
back.
like you can feel when you talk to people, when you see what they're going through. I mean, you can feel their pain. I know I can. I can feel their frustration. All of those kinds of things, their anger, their disappointment, and it hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts when you're talking with them and they're saying, I just need some help. And what gets me is all they've gotten so far is a $300 credit. I mean, come on. There's millions of dollars sitting at the table, and we can't help each other more than $300 credit.
And we don't placate you with $300, make you feel like we're really doing something with $300. Meantime,
and in between time,
follow the money. Who's getting the big dollars? Is it Flint residents? Is it people that really need help? Is it those people? Because while $300 credit may help me address my water bill for this month, it's not going to help me address my roof. It's not going to help me address my crumbling porch. It's not going to help me address the windows.
It's not going to help me address the water.
It's not going to help me address my water bill. Really and truly.
Right. it's like, well, I go back to the Bible. You can, you can give me a meal or you can teach me how to fish.
Right,
You know,
right, right. And some
teach
of
me how
those
to fish.
and some of those things, you teach somebody how to fish, that's long-term sustainability. And the things that you're talking about doing when you get back in office will help people in the long term. In the long term sustainability,
Hmm.
helping them to be able to fix a roof that now them or their kids. Then next time the roof gets fixed, it'll be when they pass the house down to the grandkids.
Right.
But as is, they won't be able to pass the house down.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, with that roof like that as is, without the help, they won't be able to pass the house down. But if we help them, no, I'm not going to say if. When you go back to office and when you help them, they'll be able to pass that house down.
Mhm.
And we're talking about long-term sustainability of our community. I don't know why people think it's rocket science. Because it's not.
It's not. It's not. I mean, we're in a position to be able to help people. Like I said, unless it all gets
Squandered before we got how many 17 days.
But who's counting?
But who's counting?
What you say?
He's counting. We have 17 days.
Right.
Let's not squander this money in 17 days. Let's leave some of this money
For the
there
people.
for the people.
For the
So
people
that they
of
can
this
fix
community.
their house and that they can pass that house down to their kids.
And here's what gets me though, Jameca, is some of those things we talk about wanting to do around home improvement for people. It's getting ready to be wintertime. You can't go climb up on a roof. Do they put windows in the winter? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't even know. It depends on the weather, I would imagine. I mean, so some of this stuff will have to be put off.
Which is unfortunate because it should have been done.
It should have been done.
Because we've had that money sitting there. Did we have that money sitting there since? I wish the radio could see my face right now.
But they can see it.
Did we have that money sitting there since May of 2022? Or did we have that money sitting there since May of 2021?
There you go.
Because that money has been sitting there since May of 2021. So I tell you, Flint residents, your roof could have been repaired. Your stairs could have been repaired. Your window could have been repaired. And I'm going to tell you
and the
now,
door too.
Your door could have been
all
repaired.
All that wind coming up.
All of that door. Wind, all of those consumer bills. So I'm telling you now, this is why we need a leader in office who cares about the people. Who cares about the people. Because now here we are. We've gone through the rest of spring 2021, all of summer, all of fall, all of winter, and then we recycled again in 2022. And you're still, and that roof that started leaking in 21 now has a gaping hole in it. Now has a gaping hole. And those stairs, now you can barely walk up and down them. And so why is it that residents are suffering? You want to know why? Because that money sat there until it was time till it was campaign, till it was election season.
And residents are suffering in so many ways. I mean, I still have people asking me about the water. I still have people asking, are you going to finish the pipe replacement program?
Because 12 pipes got completed since you've been out of office.
Okay, Jameca. Not even a baker's
not
dozen.
Even a baker's dozen.
Not even a baker's dozen. Mickey, what?
No, I just laugh. You're right.
Because because I come with what they say, what them young people say, receipts. I come with receipts.
I mean, I've had people saying, what about the water? And what about the water? Are my pipes still haven't been changed. Restorations haven't been completed. I mean, there's, and to know that this money is available to be able to do these things. I mean, heck, some of this could have been done by the city of Flint.
Yeah.
Some of this could have been done even by the city of Flint. And it has not been. And you wonder why people don't trust the water. I see you with your bottle of water, and I am not mad at you.
Right.
I was mad this morning because I was trying to brush my teeth, and I didn't have any bottled water, and I made a mistake and let a drop trickle down my throat. Oh my goodness, that was the most horrible feeling.
It is. I use bottled water.
Yeah, I
My
do
tea.
too, but I didn't have any this
And we keep
morning.
telling, and that's one of the messages, because people have said, do I need to get my water tested? Yes, you
Yes,
do. But
you
that's
do.
something that I do that's the unfinished business that we talk about, is we need to finish what we started with the Fast Start program. What are you getting ready to read,
Because
Jameca?
it says, I'm just gonna read. I'm just gonna read just a little bit of this MLive article.
Okay,
This
go
isn't
ahead.
even the article I was looking for. I didn't even see this one. But I'm gonna I'm gonna read. No, I'm gonna skip to the second paragraph.
Okay.
Because this I was trying to find something about this, but this isn't the one I was looking for. It says the NRDC said in a news release Wednesday, September 21st, that residents are on the brink of being let down by city officials responsible for fixing Flint's drinking water because of the late restart of the program, which is 10 days before the deadline set in a modified settlement agreement. So they waited 10 days. 10 days. And you wanna know what's funny? Because I was when this article first came out, I was livid. Because I'm still brushing my teeth with bottled water, and if I run out of bottled water, I'm having a fit. And so I started looking because I'm like, surely somebody out there got some better information, even if it's on Facebook. And somebody said, it's COVID. And I said, the beauty salons have been open for over a year. The nail salons have been open for over a year. The bars have been open for over a year.
Everything's been open.
Everything's been open. But everything but pipe replacement. Everything except the public health of Flint residents have been open.
Well, when you dismantle public health, Jameca, and that's something that needs to be put back into place. You should always have public health front and center when you are a municipality.
You should.
Because, and we learned that going through a water crisis, and then comes a pandemic. And to dismantle public health, we need to put that back in place. And that's, I'm gonna tell you, I've been hearing people talk about public health as I've been going door to door, and really talking about the mental health of this community, and what are we going to do about the mental health of this community? What are we going to do? I'll tell you what else they're talking about: crime.
Oh my goodness.
And we need to put some things back in place, and we need to do some new things when it comes to what's going on in the city of Flint around crime. I mean, but we keep getting told that crime is down 50%. Well, when you don't report the numbers, it is.
And you know what else? Crime went up by, what was it? It was like 163%. After you left office, I think it was 163%. It shot up. And then they're saying, oh, it's down by some percent. Well, the percent is down, even if it's 50. I'm just gonna say, for the sake of argument, let's say crime is down 50. It's down from 50 of that 163%. So that means it's still up over 100% from when you left office. Let's be real. Let's quit lying to the people.
And let's stop saying that this number of police officers have been hired, because we know 2 just left and 2 retired. And so we'll hear we just hired 5, but
if I hire 5, but 7 left, yeah, exactly. 6 left,
and so we
still down,
right? And so we need to do something about that in addressing crime. You really need a plan. You need somebody in the office.
Plan that people have been asking for the last 3 years.
Yes, you come in with a plan to address crime. You have somebody that knows how to fight crime and put things in place. You have somebody in place that is proactive instead of being reactive all of the time. And that's really important. I mean, and we talked about this. I mean, we need to do community policing. A lot is about relationships. So we need to look at community policing. We need to utilize the technology that's in place and build on it and enhance those kinds of things. We keep talking about this helicopter, and I always say we need some drones. They're more cost effective, and they give you better access to information about what's happening.
We paid all of that money for
on
that
the
helicopter,
ground.
and the only thing it did was wait for a very expensive photo op.
Exactly.
It didn't have any night vision. It went up so you had to go up during the day. They took it up during the winter months when the days are shorter. That was ridiculous.
And I'll tell you something else around crime that I do plan on doing. We need to light this city up.
Light it up.
I've been talking to people. They said it's so dark, and certain things don't happen in light.
Right.
I mean, we have crime, but I mean, just think
or
if
at
it was
least
lit up.
Or at least it's less likely to happen.
It's less likely, or you can see it.
Somebody can see it and report, or I can see it coming. Maybe I'm in an area and I see somebody looking a little sketchy, and so I can go and get away.
Right. Right, but we need to light this city up.
Mhm.
We need to clean this city up.
Mhm.
And those are things, I mean, I'm really looking forward to doing that. I saw a guy the other day, and he was with his girlfriend. And they said, you remember when we were doing that cleanup? And I said, yeah, I do. I do. Because we were always engaged and involved in cleanups throughout the city.
Mhm.
And we were doing it without ARPA funds. We didn't
Yeah.
have any ARPA funds.
We didn't know ARPA funds.
We had people power, and we
Yeah.
were out there. We
Every
were
other
out
weekend.
Well, Dr. Pamela Pugh has joined. She in the chat.
Is Dr. Pugh?
Yeah, she said.
Hey,
What did she
Dr.
say?
Pugh.
She said, I'm like, I can't even speak right now. I can't even say prioritize. Am I saying it right?
What did she say?
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know.
go to the. Can I go to the chat?
Yes, you can. I can't even pronounce.
I mean,
it.
and you know,
And
as you're getting to what Dr. Pugh said, and we're
Yeah.
talking about
Mm,
doing these things, I'm shocked. I mean, it's dark
Yeah.
every place.
She said prioritize public
That's
health
priority.
Yes.
plus mental health
Yes.
equal a decrease in crime.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
Dr. Pugh.
Absolutely,
That's
Dr.
But it's
Pugh.
true. It's true.
Mhm.
And you know, I was talking with somebody actually yesterday, and we were talking about the health and all policy and what that really meant. When you look at health and all policy, it's about physical health, it's about mental health, it's about community, the overall well-being of a community,
Mhm.
and the environment that you're in, and making it one that you can be successful, where you do feel important and validated. And that's, we miss you, Dr. Pugh.
We do.
And people have recognized that void since public health has not been in place at City Hall, and that's something we do have to bring back. Though, but all of these are part of a fabric
Yeah.
of reducing crime. It's not just a one kind of thing. So
Yeah.
we talk about what we need to do in policing and what we're going to do when we
Yeah.
go back. We talk about what we need to do with public health and how that impacts crime. Even when we had Sean, why recreation and athletics was so important to giving kids a safe environment to become friends and do those kinds of things, lighting up this city. I mean, heck, I'm shocked. It's dark. It's even dark downtown.
Yeah.
Like, good grief. It's so you know, if it's dark there, it's dark in neighborhoods.
But like Dr. Pugh said,
Yes,
you prioritize public health. You prioritize.
we're gonna
mental
prioritize
health.
it again. I can't wait.
And so
That's
crime was going to
important.
go down. That's a recipe for crime going down.
Yes.
And speaking of Sean and what he did in his athletics, right? So my grandson is 7. He's 7 years old, and so he participates in Deontay Lyle's Flint Flames. He participates in the Flint Flames.
Yeah.
And
it reminded me of what we were doing.
Yeah, he participates in that, and so when you guys did that thing at Northwestern with Hammer, the Pistons, Hamadou and Jeff Greer and all of them, my grandson came and he got there a little late, and I'm trying to hug him. He whizzed right past me because he sees his friends. He didn't even want to take a picture with Hamadou, the basketball player, because he sees his friends that he would not have known without being in that Flint Flames basketball.
It brings a sense of community that we've been missing.
Program.
And let me just say this. I know this. Pam Pugh is in the chat. Vote for Pam Pugh for State Board of Education. Let me just say that this is a statewide election. Not only is she a public health expert that had the city of Flint's back. You saw her marching off to Benton Harbor. You saw her standing up in Detroit. And she was going all around the state, speaking up and speaking out on behalf of our kids. So vote for Pam Pugh. I just want to get that in there.
And one of the things about Dr. Pugh, and I just want to say this really quickly, that really impressed me and really she showed out as far as how much she cares about our kids, is because in Detroit, Dr. Pugh, She is a part of the state board of education. And when those kids in Detroit decided that they needed to sue the state board of education,
She said, I'm with
she
you.
said, I'm with you. So she helped them sue her.
Right.
Because it was the, right, thing to do for those kids.
So you made me think about something, because that's the kind of administration that we had.
We did.
Qualified, capable, competent people
with a heart
for the people. And that's something that we're going to do again. You know, we got challenged about our degrees.
We did.
We got challenged.
We did
about our degrees.
We got challenged by our degrees.
But one thing, when
folks were calling, checking on our degrees, and
I said, call Michigan State, call Tougaloo, call Long Island. You know, I mean,
we
got
have to
challenged
prove
on
that
our
we
degrees.
had the degrees, because the person who's in office now, who was lying about his degree, said we didn't have a degree. That blows my mind. He said we were lying. He said you were lying. He said we were uneducated, unqualified, and here we are with quadruple the qualifications that he has. Because how dare you?
I agree. And so that's, I mean, I'm looking forward to that, bringing people in those positions that are capable, qualified, competent people that have a heart for the people. Because you have to care.
Yeah.
You have to care to want to fix someone's roof and say you shouldn't have to live like this when we have money to help you have a better quality of life for you and your family. You've been here all this time. You put, you laid roots here. You raised your kids here. You want to retire here. You want to get a home for you. And we've got money to help you, and you don't want to help the people.
And you don't want to help the people. Who do you want to help? Those that can
that don't live in Flint.
That don't live in Flint, and they can help you politically. Come on now. We are supposed to be here for the people. We are supposed to be, we supposed to be in situations where there are certain positions that we trying to work ourselves out of a job, and because we trying to help people.
And so when you talk about people that have a heart for the city, I'm gonna go talk about W.T. Stevens. I'm gonna talk about W.T. Stevens because, I mean, they're helping to rescue us once again
after they got lied
and they lied on. Their name was dragged in the mud.
They didn't get their money.
True. They're owed almost $1 million. They've hired so many residents from the city of Flint. They gave people that got out of prison an opportunity to have jobs that were good jobs. They could go any place in the country
they got
these jobs with this skill, and they have not been paid. That's one of the things I want to do. I want to pay W.T. Stevens when we go back because they deserve to be paid, and they truly have to have a heart for the people to come in after they have not been paid. They have been lied on. They have been talked about. I mean, that hurts me. That this Black company, second generation in Flint, is helping the people because they have a heart for the people and they care about the people. And to have been through everything they've been through, and they're still saying, here we are, and how can we be of service to our community.
So now Mickey done got me started in the comments.
I wasn't trying to read it.
So Dr. Pugh says Dr. Karen Weaver gets prioritizing people over politics and profits. And then she goes on to say, oh wow, you all are going to make me cry. Love serving the people of Flint under the leadership of Mayor Dr. Weaver, alongside a very capable staff like Jameca. We made her work with and for the people look too easy. That's the problem. I always said that. We made it look too easy. We made it look too fun, and we made it look cool and fun, and people thought that they can do it better and couldn't and can't. And now look at what's happening, and it's very unfortunate. We made it look fun. We talked about those late nights.
Time doing that. When you're helping people, I mean, you should enjoy that. It makes you feel good. And
you should. Exactly. We used to get excited about helping, and things we were able to do, and
I'm excited about going back. And
I'm excited about you going back.
And I mean,
you know why? Because I know people are gonna get help.
Yeah, because we're gonna
And that's
help 'em.
exciting to
It's
me.
exciting to be able to help.
Mhm.
It's exciting to be able to have impact in a way, in such a meaningful way.
Mhm.
Um,
It's exciting to me.
I want people to
To
come out
know.
and vote. I mean, this is such a crucial election
Yeah.
because this is about us.
And I want people to know that if you, even if you vote straight party ticket,
Mhm.
you need to go to the bottom of that front part of that ballot and vote for Mayor Karen Weaver. Vote for, so even if you vote straight party,
You
go to
still
the
have to
bottom
go.
and vote for Karen Weaver. And there are some nonpartisan races,
Right. So pay
yours
attention.
and others. Yep. And if you so and let me again go with Dr. Pugh for a second. If you vote straight party, if you vote Democratic straight party, you will
You've got her
you've
covered.
got her covered. But if you don't vote straight party and
Make sure you color her
make sure
name
you
in.
color Pamela Pugh. Make sure you color her name in. Make sure you color her name in.
You know,
And Pam, tell us your running mate if you're still there.
Pamela Pugh.
You said
That's her running
that's her
mate.
running mate.
Pamela
Okay.
Pugh.
Well, you guys heard it.
Hey, look,
Vote
we got to make
Pamela
these
Pugh.
votes count.
Yes,
We're voting Pamela Pugh unless you vote straight.
Unless you vote straight ticket, y'all heard it. And then, but make sure whatever you do, however you vote, that you vote Karen Weaver. Make sure that you
go
vote
down
for the
bottom
fighter
right-hand
of the
corner.
people in that. Yeah.
Because it's important. And local elections are so important. Local and state are so important because that's what really impacts your day-to-day life. It really, really does. So I am asking for people's support. I am asking for their vote because I feel like it's helping all of us. I think it helps us. And people can go to the polls now. People can go to the polls now and vote. You don't have to wait until election day. You can still get absentee applications for a ballot. There's time for that. Or you can just go right up into City Hall, right into the clerk's office and take someone with you.
Yep.
You can register and vote.
You can register and vote.
If you're not
You
registered.
and if you get to City Hall, because you say, I'm going to go vote, and you look at that ballot and you say, oh, wow, I need to think about some of this. Let them know that you would like to take your ballot with you and go home and vote and bring it back.
Exactly.
We don't have an excuse.
You can do.
So I remember a time you had to vote on election day unless there were some really strict reasons why you had to get an absentee ballot. But now you can walk into City Hall Monday and say, I want my ballot and I want to take it home. You can go home, ponder it, and you can take it back. You can request that they mail it to you. You can call them and ask them for it. How do I get a ballot? You can go on election day if you still want to go on election day. There are way too many ways for us to vote. But one thing I know is that we have to vote. And we have to vote for Karen Weaver. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell them why. We have to vote for Karen Weaver for mayor because we need somebody in office that prioritizes, I'm going to use Dr. Pugh's words, prioritizes public health and mental health over politics. We have to have somebody in office that says, when we at any time we can help the people, we're going to help the people. Anytime we're put in a situation that we need to help the people, anytime we need to fight, because you know what? And I heard somebody recently talk about you going to the White House and talking with President Obama. And then I know of you going to the White House and talking with President Trump. And you know what that tells me? It don't matter who sits where, you're going to fight for Flint.
Exactly.
And that's what we need. That's what we need. We need Flint. Flint should have never left the spotlight, the spotlight of the national spotlight. That's what I'm trying to say. Until all of those pipes were replaced.
And here's what's interesting about everything going on in Flint. Whether we're talking about the water, whether we're talking about the cover up with the fire, whether we're talking about economic development. Somebody said
chases.
It was Jordan. Jordan Sheraton. He called me. I did an interview with him this past week.
The investigative reporter.
Status quo.
Yes. And let's do an interview because I see local media is not covering any of this. And they're trying to downplay this mayor's race as well. I said, well, yeah, they certainly are. He said, so let's do an interview. He said, this is just unbelievable to me. So a shout out to him for recognizing that everybody else recognizes and sees what's going on, except the people. Well, they recognize it here too, and that's why it's quiet.
Yeah,
that's why it's quiet.
They know this is. They know that this man that's in office now has a horrible record as far as the people are concerned, as far as crime is concerned, as far as all of that. Um, just sitting there. I heard Tanya Burns sitting in this chair that I'm sitting in right now say that he told her that this is just a stepping stone for him, and he's treating the city like a stepping stone. He's treating it like a stepping stone. Watch ATM Media on Monday. Go back through your Facebook.
It the 12 o'clock?
It was the Monday. 12 noon Monday, and she talked about that. Go back through and watch. And he's treating this community like a stepping stone. Everybody knows it. People from other countries have said, like, what in the world? Like, everybody knows that you're the people's fighter, and the local media tries to downplay it so their residents at home
tries.
Well, they does. They downplay. They downplay it so the residents at home won't know and won't be paying attention to what's really happening. We need you in office because we need to move Flint forward. We need to prioritize residents. We need to prioritize public health. We need.
Does that mean getting the pipes completed?
We need some pipes.
That's one of the things.
I'm trying to figure out how 12 pipes. Somebody could have taught me how to do 12 pipes in 3 years.
Right.
How we got 12 pipes in 3 years? I mean, because like you said, we had companies to do it, but also we had people who work for the city. They could have did more than 12. Oh yeah, a lot of people did quit. Well, maybe that's it.
But it goes back to if you're going. I mean, if you listen to people and you can hear their pain when they're talking to you about this. They're just saying, I need some help. I need some help.
We need help, and we need to prioritize this community, regardless of who you supporting in a race, in an election, right? Because when it's more than one person on the ballot, everybody does. Like you can't do that. And Tanya talked about, and it was heartbreaking how the contract for WT Stevens sat on the shelf. The contract for Big Brothers Big Sisters sat on the shelf. She said it was about 6, and those two stuck out in my mind because I'm like, we're talking about pipe replacement and mentorship. We're talking about real, digging deep.
And why did they sit on the shelf?
Because they supported you. Because the people who lead those entities and led those entities supported you. You have something? Did you?
But
I thought you
were
trying to say
something. Residents. They're Flint residents, and if we can't, that hurts me.
That does hurt. And if you can't get in a position and bring this community together, and
if you don't have a love for this community, if you don't have a love for the people, if you view this job as a stepping stone, then step away.
Step away. Step on. Because we don't want you. And to sit there and calmly lie.
Calmly
because
lie.
You know what? I know people
Jameca.
lie. But when you lie that calm.
All the time.
That
and then blame others.
And then blame others.
And
my
blame
staffer lied for a decade.
And you let them.
And you didn't have no staffer.
And we know.
And they're doing the job now.
And they're doing the job now.
They're coming. They circle back
because they have a heart and love for
and they understand the seriousness of getting those pipes replaced. So the same company who could have replaced those pipes 3 years ago, we would have had more than 12 done. Right. They would have finished. Because we were a year ahead of schedule. So imagine you're a year ahead of schedule, and then 3 years later, you got federal organizations blasting you for not finishing them.
Well, they should be blasted for not finishing.
They should be blasted.
They ought to be blasted.
And we still can't brush our teeth with the water. We still can't make a cup of coffee with the water. We still can't, we don't trust
People
our
get your water
still,
tested.
people are still getting Legionnaires from the water. People are still testing with crazy numbers, off the chart numbers from the water.
But it's safe.
But it's safe. But we should give you another chance because
You helped poison us.
because that's
Let's
a
just
whole
say
other
it,
story.
because you helped poison us. You told us the water was good. You told us the water was good, Mayor Neely, before you got in office.
Yep.
And you told us that the other day.
Wait, let me do it. I'm gonna do a demonstration. It tastes fresh.
No, what?
That's what he said.
I can't say that.
That's what he said. That you helped poison us, and then got mad because some other folks, Scott Kincaid and Dane Walling, was taking the credit for the water switch, and he got mad
that was
about
his
that.
idea.
So he right. That was his idea. That's the one thing he ain't lie about. That was his idea.
It was.
We're gonna give him that. We're gonna give credit where credit due.
1 out of 1,000. Huh?
So my thing is, and
so I'll just say I'm looking forward to fixing that.
Yeah.
To finishing that up. I'm looking forward to, taking crime seriously and giving people the truth. People deserve to know the truth. I mean, I'm looking forward to putting the health and well-being of the community first. I don't want people going through another winter with bad windows, with a bad roof. People, it's going to be slippery, and you've already got raggedy steps, and we have money to help you with that.
Can you imagine sliding off the porch and you don't hit the steps, you go right to the ground?
Right.
Oh,
And we have the money. So many times before it was, I wish we could, but we don't have. We have the money. That is so heartbreaking to me and frustrating. We have the money.
There's a lot of work to be done. But the exciting part, I think the good part is it can be done.
It can be done, and it will be done when you get back in office.
We can do this, and it's what we deserve. We deserve so much better than what we're getting.
So why do we got raggedy streets, blighted houses, crime, the city is dark, our houses are deteriorating, and we have the money to fix all of that. Why isn't it fixed? That should have been fixed in 2020. In May 2020, the money came. In June, we should have started seeing things happening.
Because a plan should have already been in place. And I'm going to say this one more time, because at that point, I was the interim executive director for the African American Mayors Association, represents over 500 Black mayors across this country. Those mayors had plans. They knew the money was coming. Plans were in place. They were putting out press statements about, here's what we're going to do. With, if not all of the money, with some of it. We got this project. I mean, we're going to fix our infrastructure. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? So you were the executive director, the interim executive director for the African American Mayors Association. Plans were in place. Money was flowing. So who was there representing Flint? Because I'm trying to see what's happening when all the other mayors were talking. Who was representing Flint? Because when you really, this is what I know, when you really value a city and you love that city, you're at the table making sure Flint gets its due. Who was there representing Flint? Because I want to call that person. I have a question for them.
What's your question?
So
no one we did not have a mayor Flint at the table, and it was so bad because I kept saying I could get this for Flint. I could get this for Flint. And then I look at those mayors, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm helping you all get it for your cities. So there was no one at the table for Flint.
But so there was no one at the table for Flint. Is that because no one had ever been at the table for Flint? When you were mayor, who was there at the table for Flint?
I was.
Because you were a second vice president
right
of the African American Mayors Association when you were mayor.
And then
you were
on the advisory board for the U.S. Conference of Mayors, which are mayors all across the country.
Wow. So you were at the table with these other mayors, making sure, talking with them, and
I was fighting for Flint. I was trying to get resources
and
for
making
Flint.
sure
and
that
instead, right. And that was where you got so much. Yes, I mean, you remember that was how we were able to bring baseball for
Mhm.
young people was
Mhm.
through the U.S. Conference of Mayors.
The obesity grant.
That's what I was
Mhm.
going to say. That was how we got the money for the property portal. Was
Mhm.
from Bloomberg.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Mhm.
realize that.
Mhm.
So
If
you
you
being at
remember
the table
when that
is what-
team came
Mhm.
to Flint, this was right when we declared the emergency. Shortly after, you may not have even been with us yet, and this team of 12 came from Rochester, and they were there about infrastructure and water. Bloomberg was part of helping with that.
Wow.
Sending them to Flint. And so you need to be at the table. If you want to make improvements, you have to be at the
You
table,
have to
and
be
you have
there.
to fight and advocate and speak up for Flint and say why Flint is worth the fight and Flint is worth the investment.
So also for
And-
3 years, Flint hasn't been there. So Flint hasn't been getting with everybody. So we've gone through COVID, and Flint.
The one
wasn't at
thing
the
we
table.
did get that everybody else got was ARPA funds that haven't been used to better the
Everybody got
what, Ricky? It hasn't been used to better the
Right.
lives of the people. And so you know what? That hurts me.
Mhm.
It hurts me when I walk around and hear people's pain. When I know they don't have to be in those situations and we can help them have a better quality of life. And so I'm gonna say this: I'm still asking for support.
Mhm.
I'm asking for people's vote. This is an important election, and there is so much at stake. But we deserve better, Jameca. We
We
just
do.
absolutely
We do.
deserve better,
We do.
and we have an opportunity to have better.
Mhm.
And
We
I'm
deserve
excited
Mhm.
about Flint.
I'm excited too. I'm excited for you to go back into office and do some of those things for Flint because we deserve better and we need to vote Karen Weaver for mayor. Karen Weaver for mayor.
Yeah, we do. And you know, I'm gonna say one more time in case people missed that statewide election for Pamela Pugh.
Mm-hmm.
We need fighters. We need people that aren't scared. People that have a heart and love for people
Mm-hmm.
and put people first and put the health and well-being of people first.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the kind of people we need fighting for
Yeah,
us. And
fighting.
well, those are the kind of people that will fight for us.
Mhm.
That will fight for us.
Mm-hmm.
So anything, Claude, before we've got what, a minute left, maybe?
About 10 seconds.
About
Karen
10
Weaver for
seconds.
mayor, Pamela Pugh for Michigan State School Board.
And I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in this morning. I hope we did Pastor Threll Kell proud. And 810 News Media, thank you, as always, for helping bring good information to the people. And we deserve better. I'm asking for your vote. Thank you so much.